Samuel Taylor Coleridge wrote great poetry and also crafted some of the most intelligent essays ever written on the works of William Shakespeare. But through much of his life, he suffered through bouts of deep depression. One night, Coleridge sought refuge in the pages of a book that described the medieval Mongol emperor Kublai Khan and his ornate palace and estate in China. Coleridge fell asleep reading, and his dreaming mind transformed the contents of the book into a fully developed poem of several hundred lines. Awakening with the poetry fresh in his mind, Coleridge rushed to write it down. However, a visitor knocked on his door and kept Coleridge in conversation for a few minutes. Afterward, the poet found, to his dismay, that he had forgotten the remaining lines of his dreamed poem. Coleridge could not guess that the fragment he had saved, approximately 50 lines, filled with wild imagery and constantly changing rhythms, would turn out to be one of the most widely quoted poems in history. Kublai Khan by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. In Xanadu did Kublai Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Elf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree, and here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart a cedarn cover, a savage place, as holy and enchanted as ere beneath a waning moon was haunted by woman wailing for her demon lover. And from this chasm, with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fast, thick pants were breathing, a mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift, half-intermitted burst huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail or chaffy grain beneath a thresher's flail. And mid these dancing rocks, at once and ever, it flung up momently the sacred river. 5 miles, meandering with a mazy motion, through wood and dale the sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean. And mid this tumult Kublai heard from far ancestral voices prophesying war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abarah. Could I revive within me her symphony and song? To such a deep delight 'twould win me, that with music loud and long I would build that dome in air, that sunny dome, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see them there, and all should cry, "Beware, beware his flashing eyes, his floating hair." Weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honey-dew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise. For more titles from Jim Weiss and Well-Trained Mind Press, please visit us at jimweiss.com or welltrainedmind.com. Thank you for listening.